Well, good day to you. Welcome to Coffee Talk. And you'll notice Jeff isn't here. He's here. He's around the church, but he's unable to join us for Coffee Talk this morning. He's got very important meetings.
Very important.
Very important senior pastor meetings, and which he wishes he could be here. It just sort of is a scheduling thing. It didn't work out, and we wanted to make sure that the information, the encouragement, and all that we try and bring you, the points of connection that we try and bring you with Coffee Talk, are still able to get out there in the normal, timely format and all that kind of stuff. So we're pressing on.
Which actually is the point, because may I remind us, a year ago, almost a year ago,
I know, right?
We kind of named this thing physically distant, socially connected,
yes,
right? So we're doing this to keep on connecting,
absolutely,
and to just kind of come around some things that are happening here, and just the opportunity just to hang out and
right. So, whatever your Coffee Talk routine is, grab a tea, grab a coffee, grab a newspaper to get real news, whatever. Thanks for spending some time with us. We want to just sort of, again, build community in even though we're physically distant kind of way. So, Kevin, we'll start. What's new with you?
I am enjoying the weather these days, which, weather isn't, a great topic always to start with, because it seems like you have nothing to talk about, but the cold weather just kind of is very nostalgic for me these days. Like, even the sun shining, a bit of this week, and it just being super cold, it just reminds me of being back in Alberta, in Calgary, just walking to school, and sometimes you get a nice Chinook or something like that, but I enjoy that cold feeling in the sunshine, and it reminds me of growing up, and
The sunny cold combination is not something I'm used to. I love it. I do enjoy it. I was the other what was it, 2 weeks ago, when it was like that super foggy day. I love the fog, and these guys think I'm crazy, but I enjoy the sunny cold combination. It's just not something I'm particularly used to.
It's almost like the island is kind of opposite, right? Like you're a bit more mild temperature, but not as much.
Not as exactly.
But I mean, that's winter.
For sure. And so there's so much about, like, as even saying to these guys earlier, a lot of people don't even have like windshield scrapers, right, for ice. It's pointless, because you might need it once a year these days. And you know what? I've got a wallet full of ice scrapers. And we use those all the time. You're like, oh, what am I going to use? Air miles, sure. Save on more. All right, that's my scraper today. And you go for it. And as long as you don't accidentally use your debit card and make it, render it useless, you're good.
Yeah.
Like when there's that lever, you kind of pull and it sprays the fluid. Awesome ice scraper. On the island, not here. Island, don't do that.
Not in
don't do that. But most of the time on the island, it was good enough. We even called it the Vancouver Island Ice Scraper. It's great. It worked. So this is totally different. Our kids are used to this. Is all the winter they've known. Oh, cold stretches, and I'm like,
we had to have some discussions today about sweaters with a spring jacket is not appropriate clothing.
Enough.
And so somebody did come upstairs with 3 sweaters then, to think that was a solution, but
Sheena reminded me this week.
I love the ingenuity, though.
Absolutely. Hey, they're figuring it out. Sheena did remind me this week of a time. I think must have been when Micaiah was in preschool, because we were brand new to kids in winter. And I had made Sheena was at work that day. I was dropping Micaiah off at preschool. I had made the assumption, again, an island boy, made the assumption that when it's cold, you don't go outside. Because that's what we did. In the rare occasion it was cold, no, you stoke the fire, you stay inside.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I assumed. And I dropped my daughter off. She had a jacket, but she did not have like full snowsuit, mitts. She had toque and coat and boots, but not the full winter head to toe get up that she normally would have had if we were planning to be outside in the snow. And I guess my wife got some comments later about how they weren't totally sure I was a fit parent. And I was just like, they went outside? I can't believe they went. Like, when I picked her up and they were playing outside still, I was just like, oh, shoot. It's one of those times where I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, thankfully my kid's still alive, and we don't have like the Ministry of Children and Family Development at our door going, we don't think you know how to parent. So it worked out, but it's Again, we're not here to talk about the weather, but
so
it's what's yeah. Thank you. A couple things. So okay. Again, this is my wife reminding me of really wonderful things. We're coming up to our 15-year anniversary, and so some of what we've been doing lately is that whole, like we had a conversation last night as we were out for dinner, just the two of us, it was awesome, as we were out for dinner about what our first Valentines together was like, and we're kind of reminiscing on that, and which again reminded me of how much better she is at giving gifts than I am. Because there's I just remember going to that first Valentine's kind of panicking, like I have no idea, I'm in over my head, I don't know what I'm doing here, and sure enough, it was like, because she lived far away, we were in she was up in north in Mackenzie, I was on the island, and so we mailed stuff to each other. It was very nice. She made and mailed me cookies, which was awesome. I sent her some garbage. It was just like some useless candle thing and all this kind of stuff. Some of it was nice, but some of it was just absolute waste of everyone's time and money and postage and all that. And so it's kind of fun. We're just kind of having fun, kind of reliving sort of, wow, 15 years ago, how has life changed, in all that time. And it's good. We have new old neighbors. So a lady who used to live next to us moved away and is now back. So trying to just be good neighbors by unintentionally leaving snow shovels out that is available. No, just, it's that season of, as we get to spring, it just seems a lot of people are on the move. Yeah. And I know real estate's always been hot in the Okanagan, but I've noticed a lot of signs. And so it's a reminder to me to kind of live present in my neighborhood, to the people coming and going, and how can I be a good neighbor, and in the midst of a pandemic, we're not supposed to invite people over, but
and
all of
none of that stops kindness,
right? Yeah,
there is no barrier to that. You could be in wherever, you can be in a prison war camp and still show kindness and compassion for the people around you. Yeah.
And I say that partly as an encouragement to you, church, that, be mindful. Maybe you've got new neighbors, or you notice that a house down the street from you is up for sale, and be thinking through how to be a good neighbor in these days when we're still living with that. I hate the word indefinite. I will say that. Of everything that kind of disappointed me about the extension of and I'm not fighting against the not being able to meet or not being able to have groups, but the word indefinite is disappointing to me. I know we need it, but it's sort of like, it's so nice when there's a goal and an end date, and okay, we can make it through to the end of February if that's what was said, but it wasn't. It was indefinite. Okay. I know that's for our good, but it's disappointing. So how do we do it? How do we live in an indefinite amount of time? Yeah. And again, church, we know you're feeling that too, and we just want to say, get creative. Now's the time for creativity. Yeah. How to be good neighbors in these days. And so we encourage you to be thinking that through. Mm-hmm. And so that's
Okay, so here's one that just jumped into my mind. If your neighbor is moving on a certain day, or just finished, unpacking their thing, maybe don't bring them a meal, but say, here's X amount of dollars, buy your family pizza so that you don't have to worry about finding this and finding that, right?
Hey, you know what we learned at Christmas, because we did this, you can order DoorDash or Skip the Dishes or any of those, and they'll deliver to a not your house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they'll deliver it. You can just give them an address and they'll take food over, if that's your thing.
Well, I look forward to getting Jeff some pizza at 3 a.m. at his house.
Wouldn't that be hilarious? He might watch this.
Yeah.
That would be really funny.
He's in a meeting. It's okay.
He's in a meeting. That would be really funny. Knock. Oh, here's your pizza.
Just by saying this also publicly, there could be also somebody that shows up at my door at 4 a.m.
I think what they do often is they'll just leave it on the step, right? It's got to be contactless.
Yeah.
So you'll just wake up and you'll have frozen pizza or raccoons on your doorstep or something. It could be a huge mess.
Bears in Glen Rosa. Yeah.
Well, hopefully they're hibernating right now. But anyway, it might. Anyways.
So I have one more new with me. Yesterday, right? Because we're recording this Wednesday. Yesterday was the very last blood services.
Oh yeah.
In this room. So it's not that we've ended anything with them. They've transitioned to something totally different. So that's also my way of saying, rather than saying, it's too bad that we don't get that, Here's more chances to donate. So
Sure.
they're having a new thing set up in Kelowna, and you can donate plasma,
Right.
which also means that you can donate more frequently and not feel as tired because you're not removing all
Yes.
all that blood
Yeah.
too. And so there's another way that you can do something, but it's kind of a new chapter even for us because that was kind of a main thing that happened in here this week, and so we loved having them here, but they've kind of transitioned out, so
Absolutely.
It's sad.
And so it is. I love that we were able to serve blood services in that way and be available and open the door. And maybe there's something new for us as a church, as a building that, especially these days, doesn't get as much use as normal. But that's what we're looking for. But we are mindful that it is Family Day weekend and Valentine's weekend, and that's very much what we're looking forward to this upcoming weekend. And there's a few things to be aware of with that. We have been all morning working on it's a pretty cool combination to have Family Day and Valentine's Day together. It, as you know, is no mastermind got together and said, how do we put that together? It just happened. And it might not happen next year. I haven't looked at the calendar for 2022. That scares me. I don't want to look ahead. I don't want to know that far in advance if we'll still be here. But it happened that way. So it is kind of a cool opportunity as a family for you to be mindful of that and be thinking, how are we going to celebrate what God has done in bringing us together as a family while celebrating the relationships in that, and celebrating just the fact that if you got kids at school, it's a 4-day weekend. Lots of opportunity there to do stuff. And so encourage you to be thinking through some fun family memory building activities to do as a family that would be a great way to celebrate.
I would say that's also all families, right? So if you live in a home, you actually are a family, right? You are a family behind your own front door.
That's right.
And so, there is opportunities to connect and create and be working together. And maybe that just might mean, we were talking earlier about the fact that even for some of us, our family is actually far away. Right? So a lot of the people that we stay connected with and we enjoy hanging out with are actually, they become our family. Right? As many of you have for us, because our family is a little bit further away. And so, those are different ways that you can be enjoying this Family Day weekend. And even the opportunity to be together as couples. I think it's a great reminder for your kids how you can love each other, be a good parent, be a good spouse. Probably a really good Valentine's Day to your spouse is being a good parent this weekend.
100%. I also, absolutely. So for us in our family, there's a few things going on. Sheena's working on Saturday, so in my brain I'm going, this is an opportunity to maybe do some house projects, some cleaning, so that maybe I can surprise her with something. It's unlikely, in case she watches, don't get your hopes up, because I'm also taking care of our 3 tornadoes that go on at the same time. That
usually translates to, look at this amazing thing.
Yeah.
But the house is a mess.
Did you see that?
That's always mine.
There was this meme saw a couple weeks ago, and it's there's this guy sitting at a table, and he's got a party hat on and a cake with candles and all this. You're it's a birthday party. But then the caption was, my husband when he throws a party for himself because he folded laundry. It's because I'll admit, I sometimes have a tendency Sheena, look at this thing I did. Look at how helpful I am. And she's like,
do I get a gold star?
Yes, good job. But you also, but what about, you're making a big deal of nothing, I guess is essentially to summarize, which is, anyways. So we'll see. But you know what is also Saturday? Speaking of layers of celebrations, right? Valentine's. It's my mom's birthday on Saturday. And so, happy birthday, Mom. I won't say your age or anything like that, but happy birthday. Wish we could be together, but you guys got that UK COVID over on the island, and we're not touching that. But soon enough, we'll be together, and we'll eat cake in your honor at home, and maybe we'll get to Zoom or something, and we'll chat. But it's happy birthday to my mom this weekend, and Family Day, and Valentine's Day, and a 4-day weekend, because it's just woohoo, party time at the Miller House this weekend. It's going to be good times. We recognize, though, that for some of you, it's Family Day might just remind you of some of the family you've lost this year.
Yeah.
And we know that some families have been through some really challenging years, not just, because of everything, but also because of those who you've lost. And we just want to know that we're praying for you, and we're mindful that this is not always the big fun. I mean, there's so many things, right? Christmas is tough. Family Day is tough. Maybe the first Father's Day or Mother's Day is tough, depending on who you've lost, or that person's birthday is tough. And so we don't want you to have to just struggle alone. And so encourage you, we'd love to encourage you to know that we're praying for you. Feel free to reach out, call us if you just need someone to talk to. We are still a family, and if Jeff was here, he'd be telling us we're the family of God. And it's also great that maybe you've got a real close, almost sisterhood, or with someone in the church that you can spend time with. You know what? The thing that's so cool about the fact that we're all just a community of believers, the followers of Jesus, is that you don't have to have a fancy title to be good at walking with people. And I love about Lakeview that so many of you have taken that on, and you are checking in on your life group, or you're checking in on your friends who are your sisters and your brothers, and it's great. And
you don't have to be a pastor to pray with somebody or pray for somebody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so Jesus taught ordinary people to pray, and it's for all of us. Yeah. And so we want to encourage you with that. If you are looking for some things to do as a family, if you got kids at home, I think we should. I was looking online at there's a few different like Kelowna Now had an article about stuff to do as a family, scavenger hunts, different activities to do. We really encourage you to do something memorable as a family this weekend, and not just brush it off as an ordinary weekend. And we know it's cold, and we know that you might just want to sit inside by the fire, but find a way to make it memorable, and build a great family bonding experience together. And if you need some ideas, we can link some below, or call us up. We'd love to just encourage you in that. Mm-hmm. And so,
another cool thing happening this weekend as well too, that kind of ties in with all of this, is that Sunday night we're actually going to be gathering on Zoom. You'll get an email in your Friday email package. Also, if you're not getting emails, please let us know.
Right.
It's actually important, because that's also the same list that we're using to do major communications, like when we had our AGM, a while ago. Those are the lists that we're using. If you're not getting emails and you're not watching Coffee Talk, I don't know what else to do with you.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's probably the
we want to keep you connected.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that Zoom link will be in the Friday email, and so we want to gather together Sunday night at 6:30 on Zoom, and we're going to pray together, but really we want to connect as well too. And so it's an opportunity just to kind of look across the screen or across the table. Sometimes it also helps actually to picture yourself in a bit of a round table. And actually there's more connection that does happen there too. And so we want to just connect with each other and take some time to pray, and take some time to just seek God and to focus in on Him, and share some scripture with each other, and share what's going on in our lives, and pray for each other in that as well too. So that's this Sunday night at 6:30, which is also it's Valentine's Day, but actually we feel like that's actually good use of our time, and good purposeful time as a Valentine's Day thing.
Absolutely. I mean, you could go out for dinner and spend way too much, or you can sit on the couch together, snuggling close to your sweetie, turn on Zoom and join other singles and couples in our church, and just pray together and be that larger family together, and experience the encouragement of being with each other. And we talk about praying together, but really, again, like what Kevin was saying, just to be together and encourage one another through the screen, and just kind of hear what's going on in your life. And we do want to assure you, we're not going to force anyone to pray. We invite you to, and there is a difference there. And so we would love for you to join us, and we will pray together. And so that's our encouragement to you. There is a real legal reason. If you're sitting there wondering, well, why don't I get the emails? it could be you haven't given us permission to send you the emails. I was reminded this week that actually it's against the law just to add someone's email to an email list without their permission. And so we do need you, if you would like the email, we do need you to send us an email and say, please add this email address to your email list. We would like correspondence from you because we don't, we recognize with all sensitivity that a lot of people in our world just don't want to be spammed. We don't want to spam you. But we would love to keep you informed. So if you're watching this, if you just happen to check in every now and then with Coffee Talk and you hear us almost weekly say, check your email for this or that. And if you're not getting that, please, and you'd like to, please email us and say, add me to the list because I want to get the info.
Or check us out at lakeviewheightsbaptist.com.
Ooh, yes. Thanks for bringing that up because we used to be .ca.
Yeah.
It's a long thing. We don't want to get into
business.
it, but we are building a new website. And so .com gets you there, gets you the info that is current, updated this week, not several weeks ago. So that's a great place to be. Make sure that your links, your tabs, your whatever, your when you load if you got a link to a desktop that takes you to the website, make sure that's all current. And if you need help with that, phone us and we'll do our best to help you over the phone. Or if you're stopping by the office to do some regular business, we can try and help you there too.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure you're not feeling disconnected in these days, because really there's so many ways to connect. And so you're here, you're at Coffee Talk, that's a great start, and we just want to take it to the next level with some of these other ways as well. So I think that's about it for our list this week. We just want to say thanks for spending some time. We'll see you Sunday morning, Sunday evening, and right here next week. And hopefully, Jeff will be back, and we'll see you real soon.